a bad deal. It's a bad structure. It's falling down. Should have never, ever been made.
Today, after 2 years of negotiations, the United States, together with our international partners, has achieved something that decades of animosity has not. A comprehensive long-term deal with Iran that will prevent it from obtaining a nuclear weapon. This deal demonstrates that American diplomacy can bring about real and meaningful change. Change that makes our country and the world safer and more secure. This deal is also in line with a tradition of American leadership. It's now more than 50 years since President Kennedy stood before the American people and said, "Let us never negotiate out of fear, but let us never fear to negotiate."
I pledge you that we shall neither commit nor provoke aggression, that we shall neither flee nor invoke the threat of force, that we shall never negotiate out of fear, and we shall never fear to negotiate.
He was speaking then about the need for discussions between the United States and the Soviet Union, which led to efforts to restrict the spread of nuclear weapons. In those days, the risk was a catastrophic nuclear war between two superpowers. In our time, the risk is that nuclear weapons will spread to more and more countries, particularly in the Middle East, the most volatile region in our world. Today, because America negotiated from a position of strength and principle, we have stopped the spread of nuclear weapons in this region. Because of this deal, the international community will be able to verify that the Islamic Republic of Iran will not develop a nuclear weapon.
No matter if you like it or not, we will boost our defense and military power to the extent deemed necessary for deterrence. We will not seek permission from anyone to defend our country and our land.
Those specific activities that the world was so concerned about in the first place, the Iranians are essentially threatening, look, there will be nothing to stop us from doing that if Trump pulls out of the deal, essentially kills the deal, and we have a free hand.
If I do what some people expect, whether or not it will be possible to do a new deal with solid foundations.
It is not a bilateral agreement. It does not belong to any single country, and it is not up to any single country to terminate it. It is a multilateral agreement which was unanimously endorsed by the United Nations Security Council Resolution 2231.
The heir to Saudi Arabia's throne began his tour of the United States by pointing a finger at his country's arch-rival. Even though Saudi Arabia has played a major role in regional conflicts both past and present, Mohammed bin Salman blamed Iran for instability in the Middle East.
Unfortunately, Iran is playing a harmful role. The Iranian regime is based on pure ideology. Many of the al-Qaeda operatives are protected in Iran, and it refuses to surrender them to justice and continue to refuse to extradite them to the United States. This includes the son of Osama bin Laden, the new leader of al-Qaeda. He lives in Iran and works out of Iran. He is supported by Iran.
And despite the fact that Saudi airstrikes have killed thousands of people in Yemen, bin Salman said Iran is responsible for the ongoing conflict.
Do you believe it's in our national security interest at the present time to remain in the JCPOA? That's a yes or no question.
Yes, Senator, I do.
It was a simple question that greatly complicated the understanding of what the Trump administration thinks about the Iran nuclear deal.
We have this deal. I think that the outcome of this deal is that now we have a monitoring process with the international agency following the situation, and I think that it's better than nothing. Okay? Why? Because if we stop with this deal, if we just stop with the nuclear agreement, so we will enter into a situation very similar to the North Korean situation before what happened this summer. I think it would be a big mistake.
The president should get out of the nuclear deal with Iran, should resume all of our previous sanctions, putting increased economic pressure on the regime. We should provide material, financial support to the opposition if they desire it. We should work with intelligence services from other countries, Saudi, Israel, to provide more pressure. There's a lot we can do, and we should do it. Our goal should be regime change in Iran.